You know what's the beautiful thing about the day and age we live in? You don't have to sell a kidney to buy a smartphone. Hey guys, this is Samir for Digit.in and today I have with me the Xiaomi Mi 5. Now this phone is priced under 25,000 rupees, boasts of the Snapdragon 820 SoC, 3GB of RAM, 32GB of storage, a 16 megapixel camera. I mean, it's got the works in terms of the specifications, and the price tag, it's half the price of a Galaxy S7 Edge. The Galaxy S7 Edge is nearly 60 grand. This is for about 25 grand. So should you consider purchasing the Mi 5? Well, we're about to find out.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening?
The Xiaomi Mi 5 is basically a smaller version of the Mi Note, and that is a very good thing. Why? Because if you thought that the curves on the back made the large screen Mi Note ergonomic, then it makes the Mi 5 ultra ergonomic. It's possibly the best phone to carry around at the moment. Combined with the fact that the Mi 5 weighs only 129 grams, the phone is almost too ergonomic. As long as 5-something inch phones go, I want all my mid-range flagships to be this way. It is the reason why I love the Samsung Galaxy S7 as well. Now everything isn't perfect with the design. I mean, the glass back does make the phone a little slippery, especially if you keep it on a surface and that surface is slippery. The phone is just going to slip off really very easily. So you might want to stay away from any slanting surfaces and leaving the phone on that. Overall, the Xiaomi Mi 5 is great for a 5.15-inch smartphone. It's near perfect design, and even though it's not a new design, you'll have little to complain about it as a standalone smartphone. Xiaomi took cues from its own design, and in a frankly boring smartphone universe, it did well. Coming to the display, you may be complaining about the lack of a QHD display, but given the fact that the display is the second most expensive component on a phone, the Full HD panel is fine. Also, it allows for more frames while gaming. Overall, the display is not groundbreaking, but good. Moving to the UI, the unit we received of the Xiaomi Mi 5 is currently on the beta version of the MIUI 7, so I'm not paying much heed to the bugs. However, there are some troubling elements. For one, Android Marshmallow's permission control is very good and useful, but MIUI overrides it. Of course, Xiaomi security app allows you such controls, but I think being asked for a permission when you're using a feature is just more intuitive. Furthermore, the fingerprint sensor doesn't work when the screen is turned off. Moving to the performance, the Mi 5 is powered by the Snapdragon 820 SoC, and it's the first phone in India to come with Qualcomm's latest chipset. There's good and bad here, but mostly good. For one, the Mi 5 has 3GB of RAM, and while there is a lot of random access memory, it's not 4GB. Running a resource-intensive game on the Mi 5 will shut off most of the other apps in the background, but except that 3GB of RAM is enough for regular users who don't game much on their smartphones. In terms of heat management, the Xiaomi Mi 5 is really a wonder. The phone almost never goes above 40 degrees unless you're out in the Delhi heat, which is currently peaking at around 41 degrees. There are heat dispension controls set up by Xiaomi on the hardware front, but MIUI seems to be pitching in as well. In terms of processor power, the Snapdragon 820 on the Mi 5 leaves absolutely no doubt about its prowess. Samsung's Exynos 8890 is great on the S7 Edge, but a downclocked Snapdragon 820 is more or less able to match up to it. The Adreno 530 GPU is great, and it utilizes Mi 5's Full HD resolution to the fullest, churning out amazingly high frame rates even on the most taxing tests. Yes, the Mi 5 can't outperform the Galaxy S7 Edge, but there's no doubt that this is a flagship class smartphone. If you're playing games like Injustice Gods Among Us, FIFA 2016, Modern Combat 5 and many more, the Mi 5 is the perfect phone to have on a budget. 32GB of storage on the Mi 5 is actually a bummer, but only for people like me who keep a whopping 12GB of music on their smartphone. In the week that I've spent with the phone, I've already busted about 22GB of the 26GB of free space. Having said that, 32GB of storage still works for most users. Moving to the camera, the similarities between the Redmi Note 3 continues here. The Xiaomi Mi 5's camera is no match for the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, which in my opinion is the best smartphone camera of today. The Xiaomi Mi 5 has a Sony IMX298 sensor with an f2.0 aperture lens and 1.12 mi pixel size. Under brightly outdoor conditions or brightly lit studio conditions, the Mi 5 can take good shots but lacks sharpness. The color reproduction and white balance are really good in such conditions. However, the Mi 5 camera really fails under low light. Even phones like the Honor 7 can produce better shots. The processing time does increase, but the Mi 5 loses most of the details and can't deal very well with colors in dim lit situations. To be clear, the Mi 5's camera isn't bad, but bad by Xiaomi standards. Moving to the battery, on heavy use, the Mi 5 will require charging about twice a day, but that's where the Quick Charge 3.0 comes in. The second time you charge it to about 40 to 50% and you'll be through the day easily. For most regular users who don't game much or shoot a lot of videos, the phone should last a full day with ease. Now, it has to be mentioned that the charger that comes in the box of the Xiaomi Mi 5 is a Quick Charge 2.0 charger and not a Quick Charge 3.0 charger. Having said that, considering everything that's on offer on the Mi 5 for 25,000, it's a real value for money smartphone. I mean, it isn't perfect. For those of you that want a high resolution display, this still has a full HD display. The Snapdragon 820 isn't clocked to its fullest potential. It has 3 GB of RAM, whereas flagships today have 4 GB of RAM. The camera is good but not perfect. But what it brings to the table in terms of the hardware for its price point, it still has a Snapdragon 820, which is by far the best processor you can buy in a smartphone today. It is the first smartphone with the 820 to launch in India. 3 GB of RAM is more than enough, as you've seen. We've played a bunch of games on it, multitasked with it. The battery life for average consumption can go up to a day. It has a sleek and very beautiful design. It essentially has the culmination of everything that Xiaomi has worked on in these past years packed into one smartphone, and for 25,000 rupees, we really think that is worth it. As always, you can ask us questions about the product in the comment section below. We will do our best to answer it, and you can also let us know what you thought of this video. If you liked it, you can hit the like button, and as always, for more videos like this one, you can subscribe to the Digit YouTube channel. We'll catch you in another video.